A former Tallahassee City Commissioner passed away over the weekend. John Paul Bailey, who was elected in 1996 and again in 2000, died Sunday. The Leon County Republican Party shared his passing in a social media post Sunday, saying he was the last Republican to serve on the Tallahassee City Commission and the only one to be reelected. The city of Tallahassee shared this photo with us and saluted Bailey not only for his leadership on the commission, but his 26-year career with the Tallahassee Police Department before that.